occasion, down towards the centre wing position. Robinson takes it on the run, kicks it back with his left foot in towards the half-forward line. Overran by his teammate. Terry Noonan in there desperately. Lost possession. In towards full forward. Oh, and a good mark there to young Grant Richmond. Used the body well. Took a heavy knock, but has retrieved the mark. Pretty acute angle though, young Grant Richmond. Distance won't worry him, but he's on a pretty sharp angle. It's pretty hard to indicate the angle from this area, but I'd say it'll be at least a 20-degree angle. But at least an opportunity for Wilson to steady up the play with another score. There's the kick, underway. Right across the face of goal, and may even be out of bounds on the full. In fact it is. See Stephen Rhodes standing the mark. The ball to be brought back into play by the full-back in Vast. There's the kick in, out towards the back pocket. Big pack of players, and once again a strong Bulldog mark in front, showing good anticipation there. Doug Rosie takes it away out towards centre wing, scoreboard side. Neil Smith takes it off hands, gets it over to Noonan. Noonan in towards centre half forward, looking for bowls, and bowls in front of Phoebe. Indicates to the umpire that he marked the ball probably 10 feet back. Now he plays on in towards the forward pocket, looking for Rhodes. The ball eludes that player into the waiting arms of Vast. Vast out wide to Sullivan, and Sullivan takes it and steadies up play on the half-back flank for the Bulldogs. Now he plays forward with a hand pass to Kerrin. Kerrin sidesteps, gets it over to a teammate who loses possession. The ball will be rushed towards the boundary line, and another bounce down on the half-forward left flank for the Wolves. Well, the Wolves have done most of the attacking, particularly in this first 15 minutes of football. South Augusta have advanced a couple of times, and now they're going forward again from Pat Hines down towards half-forward. I think the ball may have beaten McCullum out of play, and it'll be a free kick to the Wolves on the half-back flank to Kim Hickey. There's a kick from Hickey. It's a towering screw punt in towards centre half-forward. High fly from Bowles. Took his eye off the ball momentarily. Gets down in amongst the pack to get it out to his teammates, but loses the contest. Can't get it away, and there'll be a bounce down almost at centre half-forward for Wilson, right on the edge of the centre square area. So we see Neil Smith over the top, gives away a free kick to Bury as he interfered with that player. In fact, the umpire says shepherding or whatever, so Neil Smith with the ball. Kicks in high towards full forward, bowls from behind, a strong mark over the top to South Augusta, Murray Vast. Had the sit on bowls, of course, that time with Phoebe in front. So Vast from behind nonchalantly plucks the ball out of the air. Kicks out towards half-back flank. Bury in front. High fly from Wilson to teammate there, number 22, taken away by Craig Cock. He eludes his defender. Hand passes to his teammate McCullum, who goes to Sullivan. Sullivan in towards centre half forward. The ball intercepted by Peter Penglaze. Gets it back to Terry Noonan, who was swung off the ball by Mark Williams to Cock. To McCullum. McCullum into an open goal if he's got the distance. In the goal square, off hands, snapped away by Ashley Dunkley. And a good goal to the Bulldogs. It's South Augusta's second score on the board, 2 goals. One to Dunkley, one to Chris Struck, and Ashley's hiding behind the pole. So South Augusta take the lead with accurate kicking. 2 straight goals, 12 behinds. Leading Willesden 1-4-10, so it's 2 points in favour of the Bulldogs. Been playing some 15 minutes into this first quarter. South Augusta kicking to the Hancock Stadium end, and Willesden to the highway end of the ground. Breeze favouring neither end. Tapped away by Neil Smith to Noonan, in towards centre half forward. Robert Feebig in front. Goes short across to the centre wing, gives the run of the ball to his teammate in Sullivan. Hotly pursued by Greg Haynes. Sullivan, in fact, is forced to kick it along the boundary line. Picked up by Kelly. Gets it back to McCullum, who loses the run. Buffeted away by Kim Hickey, and will take a free kick, does Grant McCullum, rather. On the half-forward right flank for South Augusta. There's a kick from Grant McCullum in towards full forward. In front, we see Dennis Russell, and Russell given too much latitude there by the Wilson defenders. I think the culprit on that occasion was Big Pete Rivers. And now Dennis Russell with the chance to post South Augusta's third goal. Only about 20 metres out on about probably a 45-degree angle. Dennis Russell. Perfect execution. Straight through the centre. And already he's proving a thorn there at centre half forward, is Dennis Russell. That was a good goal. And that's South Augusta's third. They go to 3 goals, 18 points. Willesden 1-4, which is 10. So the Bulldogs have opened up an 8-point lead at the 16-minute mark. But it's certainly been a great opening from both sides. Toby Bury and Neil Smith. I think Neil Smith got the hands to that one, down to Pat Hines, who lost possession. John Noonan was breaking into the open as the umpire said, give it to me. There'll be another bounce down in the centre of the ground. Down to Bowles, over the shoulder, and plays on. Not a good executed kick from Bowles. It's intercepted by Lambshed, who comes down towards the grandstand centre wing position. We'll see Mal Penglaze and Don Pasculi. And Don Pasculi, with good reading of the ball, almost took possession, and that player for Wilson was hotly put to the ground, young Terry Noonan. Bounced back to his feet, takes a free kick, plays on in towards centre half forward, over the top of Stephen Rhodes, down to the ground. Flicked out nicely now to Mannion, who snaps it back in towards full forward. Over the top of Rhodes once again, who's giving leads too early. Harry Carter in the forward lines gets it over beautifully to Richmond, who dribbles a kick in towards full forward. 3 South Augusta defenders, and Mick Kerrin runs it through for another behind. So Wilson's 5th point on the board, 1-5. South Augusta's 3 clear goals, with a difference of 7 points. It'll be vast. Out towards half-back once again. Pack of players. John Noonan couldn't take it over the top of Pat Hines and gives the free kick for shoving the back to Pat Hines, and he plays on. Out towards the centre wing, from behind Betts, and the pole spoils our view. I think a free kick will go the way to that young player for Wilson. In fact, he's gone for holding the ball, and I can't really agree with that. But Chris Struck with the ball now, plays on to Cock, to Hines, Hickey, and get a free kick, Tim Hickey, for over the shoulder. On the half-back flank for Wilson. Now he goes short in towards the centre. Finds Bowles in front, 15 yards in front of Robbie Feebig. Bowles back in towards the half-forward left for the Wolves. Taken by Mal Penglaze, breaks round onto his right boot. Kicks in long in towards full forward, and it goes over the top of the pack and bounces through. And once again, Stephen Rhodes coming out too far to mark the ball himself, but that was good because on that occasion he drew Vast with him. The ball over the top and through the middle for Willesden's second. And Mal Penglaze from centre wing. A very good effort from young Mal on that occasion. 3 goals, 18 points to South Augusta, 2-5, 17 to Willesden. About 18 minutes into the first quarter, and the umpire to bounce down once again. Bury open-handed down to the direction of Hines, with offhands to Sullivan. Shepherded away by Doug Rosie. Up towards half forward, overran by all players, and coming through with nice anticipation, Big Pete Rivers. In towards the centre, taken by Neil Smith. A hand pass which put his teammate under hot opposition there, but picked up cleverly by Mal Penglaze onto his left boot, and beautiful delivery from Penglaze to Betts. Pushed forward by Mannion. Into the direction of Rod Lambshed. Body work there from Lambshed, but the ball's taken away by Mick Kerrin. Out wide to Rosie. Too far for that player, and out of bounds on the half-forward left flank for the Wolves. 1 point the difference, almost 20 minutes into the first quarter, and so far this game certainly lived up to the expectation we've been hoping for all week. On the bounce down, Rosie to Struck. Chipping in front is Peter Penglaze with the left boot in towards the centre half-forward position, looking for Bowles, overran by Terry Noonan. Not picked up cleanly there by Feebig, flicked away by Rodney Lambshed. Good work, Rod Lambshed, but it gives a run to Andrew Penglay's a long high kick in towards full forward and out of bounds on the full. So the Wolves have wasted quite a number of opportunities in this first quarter. In fact, they should be in front by this time. But what you should be doing and what you are doing is a different story when you're playing the league leaders, because now South Augusta clear the ball away again. Taken cleverly by Robinson. Wait for the umpire's decision. I think the umpire will say the ball was held to that player. Couldn't get rid of it under his own steam, and the umpire will bounce it down on the half-forward right flank for Willesden. Hard to say who got that ball away. It comes off the hands from Robinson to Bowles, out wide to Penglays, and Penglays has opened like a brilliant player in this term. An opportunity to put the ball straighter, but didn't, and 1 point once again to the Wolves. And they've levelled the scores at 2 goals, 6 Willesden now. South Augusta 3 straight goals, 18 points apiece. So you can see from the scoreboard, I think it gives a pretty good indication of the way Willesden have opened this game. And in fact, they opened it similarly last week against Central Augusta and went on to win. Can that be an omen? Only time will tell. The kick in from Vast. Out towards half-back. Fisted away by John Noonan. Gives the run to Sullivan. Pushed away from the ball by Greg Haynes, and the ball beats both players out of bounds. About 45 metres around from the Wolves' goals and the half-forward left flank. There's a throw-in. Richmond and Kerrin down to the direction of Mannion, who does it well to get away, shoots in towards the goal, and the umpire's indicated 6 points, Gary Mannion, and a good goal moving down from centre wing. I'm not real certain whether that was Gary Mannion that kicked that one, but looking through the monitor, we'll have to give it to the lad. Doesn't matter because the Wolves have taken the lead, and that's their objective at this stage. 3 goals, 6 Willesden, 3 goals to South Augusta after approximately 22 minutes of play in this first term. Back in the centre, Harry Carter having a run on the ball and pushes the Wolves forward once again in the direction of Robinson, and his height allows him to get the ball over to Mannion again, who goes in towards the full forward line off the arms of Stephen Rhodes and Vast, and Rhodes gets a hand pass back to nobody in the direction of Bowles, who snaps at goal across the face of goals and out of bounds on the full. And I would think, other than for missing easy goals, the Willesden coach Neville Walcott would be quite pleased with this opening first quarter. From the kick away, it comes down to Kerrin, and Kerrin with a free kick on the half-back left flank for the Bulldogs. Down towards centre wing, looking for Craig Cock. Taken away from him by the young player there for Willesden. Peter Penglays and Craig Cock, between the two of them, out of bounds at centre wing, right in front of the grandstand. And this bounce down over the top from big Toby Bury down to Harry Carter. Harry Carter gets it out to Andy Betts. Andy Betts with his left boot in towards centre half forward. Neil Smith got his arm out and trapped the ball down. Taken by Gary Kernahan, and a brilliant tackle from Big Teddy, and he's taken the ball now in centre wing position. Kicks it down short to centre half forward and finds Robinson. Too tall on that occasion for Pasculi. And the young Peter Robinson on the half-forward right flank for the Wolves. Goes in high towards full forward. A high fly there from behind from Rhodes. Couldn't get it. Off hands and rushed through for another behind. And the score on the board, Willesden 3-7, South Augusta 3 behinds. So it's Vast. Out towards half-back. Looking for Cock. Finds that player. Put to ground. Retains the mark. Now he plays on to Sullivan. He's caught almost and had nowhere to hand pass to. Picked up by Mannion. Hand passes with the left hand into the open. Gives the opportunity there for that player for Willesden, who's just pushed off the ball with strong body work from Mike Kerrin. Kerrin coming out wide, but it's intercepted there by Noonan. Noonan in towards centre half forward and finds his teammate Bowles. And Bowles has been a real winner at centre half forward in this opening term, with another opportunity to post another goal for Willesden. Oh, only about 30 metres out, 45-degree angle Bowles. Shouldn't miss this one. Kick underway. Straight through the centre. And it's pretty early to predict a winning result in this game, but the way Wilsden have played, they're certainly full of confidence, and it's going to take South Augusta's all-round ability and strength to get out of this one. 4-7 the Wolves. That's 11 scoring shots to South Augusta 3, and the Wolves have opened up a 15-point margin at about the 25th minute mark of this first term. No breeze advantage, kicking to the highway in Wilsden, South Augusta the basketball stadium end. Kicked away by Pat Hines. Into the waiting arms there of Paul Penglaze. Now Paul Penglaze down towards centre half forward, looking for all his teammates, but a good mark in front to Kernahan. Stood his ground well and will relieve for the Bulldogs. From half back, down towards half forward left, Kernahan finds Pat Hines. Pat Hines too strong in the air at this stage for Johnny Noonan on their couple of personal duels, but both players winning kicks all over the ground. In towards centre half forward, off the hands from Hickey. Hand passes out in the direction of his teammate there in number 21. I'm not sure who that player is, Neil Edwards I think. Out towards Mannion. Mannion down to Greg Haynes. With a clear run in towards half forward Greg Haynes. Over the top of his teammate's head in Terry Noonan. Should really have taken that mark. Cleared away now from Lambshed back to Kerrin. And there's another opportunity went begging for Wilson. Out towards half back and Craig Cock takes the mark. This time Craig will have to kick it. Goes with a little drop kick by the look of it in towards centre. Taken away by Kernahan. Nearly didn't have time to get his kick in. When he does so, it goes straight to the arms of Peter Penglaze. Out towards half forward. Bowls of the opportunity. Robert Feebig a little bit too quick. Chips in front of him. Gets tagged without possession and now takes a free kick and plays on. Hand passes to Pasculi. Pasculi wheels around onto his right boot down towards centre wing, looking for his teammate. The camera is away from me. Taken by McCullum. South running the ball right around the grandstand centre wing position, with Chris Struck with a couple of bounces, running into open spaces, in towards full forward. Desperation there by Wilsden defenders. Derek Edmead, you saw that one, had to go for holding the ball. Couldn't quite get through the open space, pinged to the ground, and Kim Hickey will relieve for Wilson. Out towards half back. Two players racing for the ball and force it out of bounds on the half back right flank for Wilsden. And that is Neil Edwards, number 21, still a strapping player for a lad of about 28 and a good player, in my opinion, for many seasons, now breaking his way back into a strong Wilsden side, possibly to prove a point. There's the kick away to Craig Cock. In towards full forward with an underground kick, Craig, flicked over by Edmead, looking for his teammate in Russell, who gets possession and gets it back in the direction of Kelly with a snapshot at goal. A wobbly old kick straight through from behind, and that's the Bulldogs' first mistake up forward. 3 goals, 1. Trailing Wilsden 4 goals, 7. And we'll wait and see who's going to kick in. That's Kim Hickey from full back. There's the kick. Beautiful drop punt out towards half-back flank. They'd need 2 kicks to bring it back to the goal area. There's the kick away from, or hand pass in fact, from Harry Carter, giving the run of the ball to Betts, but he was out struck there by young South Augusta Paul Phillips and forced the ball out of bounds on the half-forward right flank for South Augusta. In fact, more around towards centre wing in front of the scoreboard. There's the bounce down over the top of Carter's head. He lost possession, picked up by Phillips, coming in with the left boot towards centre half forward, over the top of Russell's head. Chance for Struck, couldn't pick it up. A good strong tackle, Chris Struck, but a free kick going the way of Kim Hickey for tagging, I think, without possession. There's the kick from Kim Hickey, down towards the scoreboard wing side, marked by Harry Carter, who's played pretty well on the ball since he's gone there in this term, from Andy Betts. Down towards half forward, trapped beautifully by Vast in front of Stephen Rhodes, and so far Rhodes hasn't had a smell of the ball. Back turned out of bounds does Mark Williams on the half forward left flank for Wilsden. The ruckman running in, Gary Kernahan and Peter Robinson. From the side, Harry Carter takes the ball out of the air beautifully, gets it in the direction of Terry Noonan. Clever work from Noonan not to pick up the ball then, because if he had it, he would have been caught for holding it probably. Ball on the ground, there'll have to be a bounce down because no one's going to get out of that pack. A little bit further away from South Augusta's defence now. almost down to centre wing on the scoreboard side. Fisted away there by Bury. Paddy Hines down towards half forward. Leading in the race for the ball is Paul Phillips, but the bounce eludes that player. Kim Hickey ducks in and out of the play, but kicks the kick away to Paul Penglaze. Ball comes into the centre of the ground and the siren's gone to end the first quarter. We'll have a look at the scoreboard. 3 goals won South Augusta, 19 points, trailing Willesden 4-7-31, and we'll come back at the commencement of the second term. Start of the second quarter. Bowles on the ball for Willesden. Paul Penglaze, the centre half back. 2 important changes. Kick away from Craig Cock. Out to McCullum in the direction of Mark Williams. Hand passes forward to an open player there on his own in Paul Phillips, who wheels around onto his left-hand pass to Grant McCullum. Kicks in towards the goals, and a great start to the Bulldogs for the second term. And accurate kicking too to continue. And if anything, the Gene Generation windsock has blown up a little bit down that end of the ground, although there's not much breeze favouring that end. But a quick goal to South Augusta, to half-forward flanker in Grant McCullum, who was felled heavily in the first term. Has recovered well to get a quick goal to the Bulldogs. And there's the bounce down with South 4 goals, 1-25, trailing Willesden 4-7-31, 6 points in favour of the Wolves. Now we'll see whether Willesden are a crackerjack side if they can retaliate with a quick goal like South Augusta did in the first quarter. There's the bounce down. Neil Smith from behind Craig Cock flicks the ball out. Taken away by Don Pasculi. Hotly pursued there by Willesden players. Out from Craig Cock to Pasculi, down towards half forward with the left boot. The ball bounces and eludes all players. Dennis Russell with good anticipation comes through, takes a free kick, chips it in quickly towards half forward, gives Pat Hines a run of the ball, who traps it brilliantly, but tackled strongly by Willesden, taken away by Dunkley. Hand passes nicely to the moving Sullivan. Sullivan shoots at goal, on the run, is felled as he gets the kick, but still punches it through. And South Augusta right back in the game, all tied up sticks. Just looking for Sullivan, the player that kicked that last goal. The ball being retrieved because it went way over the top of the big goal sticks. And here comes Sullivan after that good goal. Back to his centre wing position. The ball in the centre of the ground, ready to be bounced down. The score 5-1 to 4-7, 31 points apiece, about 2 minutes into the start of the second term. Neil Smith and Toby Bury. Bury forces it towards half forward. Bowles playing a kick behind the play. Kicks it back towards half forward for Willesden, but in front we find Gary Kernahan. Kicks it with a funny kick down towards the half-back flank. Gives the run to Andrew Penglaze. Traps it in play cleverly. Gets it out towards half forward, the mark taken by Harry Carter. Plays on now quickly in towards centre half forward. Looking for Mannion, overran by that play but picked up nicely by Mannion. 2 players for Willesden there with the opportunity. Kicked in towards full forward and we find his teammate in Andy Betts. And a straight kick here required from Andy Betts to give Willesden a bit of relief. Oh, his kick off the boot, straight across the face of goal and through for a point. So Willesden, you've got to kick goals under these circumstances. They've taken the lead by that odd point though. 4-8-32, South 5-1-31. The kick in from Vast. Noonan versus Hines. No one can mark the ball. Pat Hines first to recover. 3 Willesden players there helping out. Over the back of Paddy Hines. Umpire indicates. And a free kick will go the way of the brilliant South centreman, skipper Pat Hines. Down towards the grandstand centre wing position. No one can mark it. Looks like Craig Cock's going to gain possession. Flicks it out now nicely to McCullum. And a long hand pass to South Augusta to Struck. And look at this little brilliant player. They won't catch him. On the left boot. In towards centre half forward. Spilt the mark did Ashley Dunkley. Edmead gets it out into the open to Mark Williams, who's collared around the shoulder and will take a free kick on the half-forward right flank for the Bulldogs. Within kicking distance, Mark Williams, about 40 metres out, 45-degree angle. An opportunity for South Augusta to either even the scores or to take the lead. And take the lead for the first time in this game at about the 5-minute mark of the second term. The kick from Mark Williams, high, wide and through for a behind. So the Wilson supporters would have been quite relieved at that one, and it's tied up again. 5-2, 32. South Augusta. 4-8, 32 Willsden. From the kick away, Mark Williams with an opportunity. Gets the hand pass into the direction of Kelly. Runs into a teammate, but gets the hand pass back out to Sullivan, who shoots at goal, and I'd say it's 6 points again because Sullivan rarely misses. And South Augusta have taken the lead in this game at the 5-minute mark of the second quarter. Accurate kicking from the Bulldogs, 6-2 to 4-8. So it's 8 scoring shots to 12, and South Augusta lead by 6 points, and that shows the value of accurate kicking for goal. And the first time for a long time I can recall South Augusta having more goals on the board than behinds at such an early stage. And that's probably why they're in front. There's the bounce. Neil Smith standing in close with Toby Bury. Craig Cock reading it well over the top. To Hines, back to Sullivan, who's been a real thorn in the second quarter with 2 goals so far, to McCullum, up towards full forward. Luckily for Wilson, over the top of the head of Chrissy Struck. Taken by Roger Hooper. Out towards half back, but intercepted by South Augusta through Sullivan again. In towards full forward. A chance for Dunkley if he can get onto his left boot. Chooses to hand pass. Tap forward by McCullum to Edmead. A snap at goal and through for a point. And South with much more momentum in the second term and certainly looking dangerous. 6 goals, 3, 39. 4-8, 32. 7 points in favour of the Bulldogs, and it'll be Roger Hooper to bring the ball into play for Wilson. There's the kick in from Hooper, out towards half back, over the top of Penglaze, kicked away by South, in forward by Kelly, and out of bounds on the full. The ball will be brought into play by Big Pete Rivers, who's resting in the back lines. There's a kick from Rivers, out towards half-back. A nice kick from Peter Rivers that time, punched away by Noonan into the waiting arms of Betts. Goes forward with the hand pass. Goes short. Oh, clever play from Bowles. Rides a bump beautifully over to Mannion. Mannion in towards full forward. A chance for Willsden. Off hands to Robinson. Collared. And gone for holding the ball is Gary Mannion. At centre half forward for Willsden. Strong tackle from Mick Kerrin. A magnificent defender for the Bulldogs. Clears it away now. Out towards the centre wing position. Grandstand side. High fly. Taken off hands there by Doug Rosie. Short to centre half forward. Finds his teammate Hines. Paddy Hines, a bit far out to score possibly. Goes in short now. Oh, and Edmead spills a chest mark. Clever enough to get it forward to Sullivan. Kick smothered away by the Wolves. Taken by Penglaze. Out to Betts, loses possession. Flicks it back to his teammate, back into the arms of Feebig, and Feebig goes for holding the ball. And this has certainly been a quick tackling game, this one. And it's good to watch. Andy Betts, half-back flank for the Wolves. Out wide, in the direction of Pasculi, who couldn't quite dive forward enough to take the mark. Flicked out from Craig Cock to Gary Kernahan. Back in towards the centre Kernahan in the direction of Neil Smith. Overran by Big Neil, taken by Mark Williams. Gets it to Dom Pasculi, who goes in long and high towards full forward. From behind Dunkley. Kicking in danger there against the Wilson defender there. You saw it on your screen. It was bad luck, but still, he tried to retrieve possession, did Dunkley. Almost had his head kicked in and takes a free kick right on the kick-off line. Pretty acute angle, but shouldn't have any trouble in posting South Augusta's 7th major. And Ashley Dunkley having a run at full forward this afternoon, where he commenced his league career with the Bulldogs. There's the kick. Good action from Dunkley. Oh, I thought I saw him indicate it was a point with the way he put his hand on his head, Ashley Dunkley, and that's a bad miss in fact. I just took it for granted the way that he put his leg through that ball and kicked it nicely, that he got the accuracy, but well, a let off for the Wolves. A kick in from Hooper, out towards half-back. Noonan in front, over the top Harry Carter. Greg Haynes can't pick it up. Gets it out now to Hickey. Hickey with the left boot in towards centre wing grandstand side. Coming through strongly South Augusta, but the ball intercepted by the Wolves. They forced it forward. Can't follow the play at this stage. It's right out towards the left half-forward flank for Wilsden. Rod Lamshed was legged then without possession, but the ball is allowed to play on. Taken by Bowles. Lost possession, overran by South Augusta. Hard to pick up this play. It's come back to Dougie Rosie on the half-back flank for South. Right down towards half-forward right for Wilson, and in front of strong mark to Chrissy Struck. Plays on quickly onto the left boot, in towards centre half-forward. In front was Dunkley, but knocked away from him beautifully by Rivers. Kicked back in by South Augusta, back in towards full forward. Desperate attempt there by the Bulldogs, taken by McCullum. Tackled beautifully by the Wilsden defender, and takes him to the ground, Roger Hooper. Gets a hand pass now out to Penglaze. Out towards half-back flank for the Wolves. In front, Bet spills the mark, but comes back and recovers strongly, but Mark Williams quick enough to get the hand pass away. Kicked in towards centre half forward and marked in defence by Big Pete Rivers. Playing in front on that occasion of Grant McCullum. Rivers kick out towards half-back. Finds his teammate Peter Penglaze. Comes back onto his left boot in towards the centre of the ground to Greg Haynes. Greg Haynes wheels onto his left boot, up towards centre half forward. In front, Kerrin. Taken to ground by Bowles, gets it out brilliantly in the direction of Noonan and Hines. Hines gets it over to Kernahan, but picked away by Mannion. In towards full forward for Wilsden, and a strong mark in defence from Maury Vast, who's probably almost been best man on the ground so far in this game. Most assured, that's for sure. Kicked it away to Craig Cock. Craig Cock out to Kelly. Kelly onto the left boot down towards half forward for South. Paul Penglaze on his own in front of Russell, and Paul Penglaze has put a bit of a stop to Russell since going to centre half back. Kicks it in towards half back for South Augusta, half back for Wilsden to Rivers. Rivers forward to Hickey, and you saw that brilliant turn and strong body work from Kim Hickey to get away from his opponent. Kick it in long towards half forward, but there's the ever reliable Mick Kerrin again on the half back line for South Augusta. Kerrin. 50-metre drop punt into the centre of the ground, a high fly from three players there, down to ground, coming through as Sullivan, gets it down to Russell, in the direction of Hickey, couldn't pick it up, recovers brilliantly does Kim Hickey. Brilliant play that one, out towards half forward right for the Wolves. Gives the run play to Peter Robinson and Gary Kernahan, but the ball beats both players out of bounds. On the half forward right flank for the Wolves. Neil Smith and Toby Bury. Toby gets to the front position first and thumps the ball down. It rolls out of bounds once again. Big fellas, Neil Smith in front this time, gets it down to Pasculi for South Augusta, who read the play well. Comes down wide with his left boot towards the half forward left flank for the Bulldogs. Overran by Dunkley, picked up by McCullum, out to Paul Phillips, who retains possession, shoots for goal, and straight through the centre. And good running football from the Bulldogs. And young Paul Phillips first for the afternoon. Read the play beautifully off hands. And kicks accurately once again, and South Augusta 7-4. Wilsden 4-8. Approximately 15 minutes into the second quarter. And this second quarter belonging to the Bulldogs. They lead now by 14 points after trailing by about 15 points at quarter time. So South with 5 goals at least in this term. There's the bounce down once again. Nullified tap down to Rivers, to Betts, out wide. Penglaze takes it out of the air, loses it again, but picks up cleverly. Nowhere to go, but this time gets the hand pass to Noonan, to Bowles, steadies, in towards centre half forward, and a good mark to Neil Smith. And Wilson certainly need a goal. With the opportunity now as the ball is pushed out in the direction of Robinson, chips it back in towards full forward, no one at home. The umpire said in fact it didn't go 10 metres, that kick, marked by Kerrin, but pulled to the ground. A bit of a stouch up in the right forward pocket for Willesden. And I think there'll still be a bounce down. The umpire hasn't got much other choice, I don't think. And a bounce down the right forward pocket for the Wolves, and they certainly need a goal at this stage of play. Trailing by 14 points, the bounce down, thumped away by Vast. Stephen Rhodes, out of bounds. And the ball will be about 40 metres around from the Willesden's right forward pocket. There's the throw in. Taken out of the air by Neil Smith, pulled off the ball, picked up by the player there for South in Chris Struck. Kicks it down towards centre half back, in front Greg Haynes, taken by Noonan, wheels around onto his left boot. Goes in short to the half forward flank. The ball eludes all players, back into the pack. And I think another bounce down about 35 metres out, almost directly in front of Wilson's goals. And to bring this reasonable crowd back to their feet, Willesden need another goal. Tap from Neil Smith to Mannion. Willesden lose possession again, and there'll be another bounce down. A chance here for Robinson. Couldn't quite get the clear breakthrough. Flicked out towards half-back flank. Andy Betts intercepts, kicks it back in high, but out of bounds on the full in the right forward pocket. It'll be South Augusta to bring the ball in once again through Kernahan. Out towards the half-back flank. Big pack of players to Noonan. Over the top, Chris Struck and Airy. Players converging on the ball. Another bounce down on the half-forward right flank for the Wolves, who trail 4 goals 8, 32. South Augusta 7-4, 46. That's 14 points in favour of South, and we've been playing about 18 minutes in this second quarter. Craig Cock down towards the centre wing, intercepted by Robinson. Gets back onto his right boot and towards the half-forward line. Bowles traps the ball in play, gets it over to Terry Noonan, running in towards the forward line, shoots at goal, off hands and through from behind, right on the kick-off line, or in fact the very last line of defence. But good judgment there from Murray Vast, and saves 5 points. Just one behind to the Wolves, 4-9, South 7-4. The kick in. Bounces and well trapped by Feebig, and Feebig will get a free kick. Who's number 6 in Now Feebigs plays on. Down to Rod Lanshed. Centre wing, in front Bury, off hands. Craig Cock gets it out, but it's taken by Hickey. Almost trapped by Paddy Hines, and now loses possession because of hot pursuit by Pat Hines. Taken by Grant McCullum. Out nicely to Chris Struck. Puts the ball under the shoulder and comes for a bounce down towards Craig Cock. Craig Cock with a right boot, high one in towards half forward. Off hands from Kelly. Neil Edwards forces it out to Peter Penglaze, who does it well and gets the ball out in the open in the direction of Noonan, but fisted back by Craig Cock. Good interception again by Pete Penglaze to Hooper. Out wide across the face of the ground and out of bounds on the half-forward left flank for South Augusta. 19 minutes into the second quarter. Still anybody's game, but South Augusta playing much better football in the second quarter, doing it easier. Certainly easier than what they did in the first term, because that quarter belonged to the Wolves, and that kick must have gone out of bounds on the full, because it's Craig Cock to bring the ball back into play. In towards half forward left, fisted forward, or out of defence by Willsden. Picked up by Bowles, hand passes backwards in the direction of young Newchurch, who now gets it out nicely to Harry Carter, who goes down to the centre wing. Over the top of Robinson, taken away by the shorter player there in... not the shorter player, the taller player rather, in Kernahan, but a free kick going the way of Greg Haynes. Plays on and goes out wide to Bowles, who gets pulled around the neck. Almost loses his nut, but plays on now to Penglaze. In towards centre half forward. Good effort there by Mannion. Traps the ball, kicks it forward. In front. An opportunity for Rhodes. Quickly tackled there by Rod Lamshed. Over the top of the Willsden player, in his back as Murray Vast gives a free kick to young Terry Noonan. And a good opportunity now for Willsden to get back into this game, because Noonan now about 20 metres out. A pretty sharp angle. But over recent weeks, young Noonan's been quite a good shot for goal. Here's the kick. Very important one to the Wolves. And offline. Fritting away opportunities. 4 goals, 10 now, Willsden. 34 points. Trailing South Augusta 7-4, it's 46. 12 points in favour of the Bulldogs. 21 minutes in the second term. There's the kick in from Vast. Peter Rivers got his hands to that ball first, but had to fist it down afterwards. Taken by Feebig out to the running Craig Cock, who gets down well to pick it up. Flicks the quick hand pass out to the running Pasculi. Down towards full forward, in fact, with just the one kick. Good work from Carter, followed up nicely by Neil Edwards. Trapped back into play by McCullum. Hand passes to Dunkley. Flicks it into the direction of Chris Struck. There was danger on that occasion, but Willsden defence kept on pressurising nicely. Chris Struck follows up play beautifully, goes short and finds his teammate all on his own, Ashley Dunkley, on the half-forward right flank. 35 metres from goal on about a 45-degree angle. Ashley Dunkley. 1 on the board so far. This kick across the face of goal, and looked like it might have been a little bit too far out for Dunkley to kick accurately. Had to drag the leg getting the distance, and that's South Augusta's 5th behind on the board. 7-5 Bulldogs, Willsden 4-10. Harry Carter kicks in. Long low trajectory kick out towards half-back. Barry Kelly for South Augusta. Roger Hooper gets it out for Willsden, back to Kelly, tackled to the ground by Penglaze, and takes a free kick now, Penglaze, for holding the ball. Comes in short towards the centre, looking for Hickey, finds that player with a paddock to move, gets a hand pass over the top to the moving Noonan. Couldn't retain possession, Johnny Noonan, and well backed up by Kim Hickey. Willsden fiddling around a little bit, in fact. We see Heinz Burgoyne actually legged, gets it back to Hickey. Hickey with a high kick to nobody towards half forward. In front we see Mannion. You see that play from Mick Kerrin, dashing football from Kerrin down to Hines. An unforced error to Paddy Hines on that occasion. Hickey out to Noonan. Noonan gets around cleverly and towards half forward, but Wilson not much pattern up forward. And in defence we see Lamshed strong in defence again for South Augusta. Shrugs his way clear, comes out towards the grandstand centre wing position, finds Kerrin, who almost dropped the mark, but has played so well, Crackers Kerrin, this afternoon, that he's certainly high on the best player list for the Bulldogs. Down towards half forward. Oh, good mark there to Paul Penglaze. Certainly controlled the ball as he was fell to the ground and takes the mark on the half-back flank for the Wolves. Down towards half forward, Paul Penglaze. This time Robinson, double grab over the top of Kernahan, but Willsden starting to show a bit of semblance of form again in the second term. Up towards the forward lines, but cleared away by Vast. The Bulldog defence, led by Kerrin and Vast and Lamshed on the last line, has turned out many attacks by the Wolves. That kick away from Wilson looks like there'll be or from South Augusta looks like there'll be a free after disposal. In fact, the umpires chatted young Peter Penglaze. We didn't pick it up on camera. And there's the kick from Dunkley, right in towards full forward left. A high fly from a couple of players, but then Dennis Russell just stood his ground, plucks the ball out of the air and takes a strong mark in the left forward pocket, right alongside the boundary line, as you can see. We'll run around, play on, shoot at goal, and straight through the middle, and that's the difference. Strong body work from Dennis Russell, and then clever football to run in on his mark and pump it through for another major, and South Augusta go to 8 goals 5, which will be 53 points, opening up a big lead now. Willsden 4-10, 34, so it's 19 points in favour of South. We've been playing some 25 minutes in the second quarter. From the bounce down, and Wilson want to pull out all stops at this stage because the South Augusta open up any more margin at half time. It'll make it certainly difficult for Wilson to get back into the game in the third quarter. From the bounce down, you saw the action. Ed Mead burst his way through. Russell, in fact, picked up nicely by Greg Haynes, fell to the ground. Nothing in it, just strong body work, but takes a free kick in the centre of the ground for the Wolves. Indicates he wants to go long. He goes reasonably long up towards half forward. In front, Neil Smith couldn't grab the cherry. Taken off hands and running on by Sullivan. Good football from the Bulldogs. Up forward, fisted away by Carter. Snared and picked up nicely by Paul Phillips, but his kick is smothered by Willsden player there and Roger Hooper, showing tremendous desperation and determination. You saw the body clash there on your screen. And gutsy football from all concerned. Tremendous football, in fact. And the 500 or 600 strong crowd here this afternoon certainly would have to be enjoying this one. There's the bounce down. Left-handed tap to Pete Rivers. Stephen Rhodes having a run on the ball. Dougie Rosie off hands to Rhodes. Onto his left boot. Up towards half forward, intercepted again by Kerrin for the umpteenth time. Down towards centre wing, over the top of the pack, in towards half forward for South Augusta. Peter Penglaze couldn't do much with it. Over the shoulder to Hickey. Well, you saw it on your screen. You heard the South Augusta supporters roaring, holding the ball. The umpires agreed with the South Augusta supporters and given the free kick to Kelly. He goes in for South Augusta in towards half forward. A chance for Edwards to clear the ball, flicks it into the open to Harry Carter. It was dangerous football because Carter's caught. And I think the umpire will have to bounce down. About 25, 30 metres out, almost directly in front of South Augusta's goal. And you see the desperation by Wilson defenders on your screen. They certainly need to show desperation because the Bulldogs are certainly opening up a good pattern of football in this second quarter. Over the top, Russell. There'll be another bounce down, surely. Can't get it out. 8-5-53 South. Willsden 4-10-34. 19 points in favour of the Bulldogs. Well into time on in the second term. Bounce down in play at will in South Augusta's forward line. Taken by Hooper. A Grandma's punt down towards the half-back flank. Didn't have much option other than to kick it that way, Roger. And does it effectively, but Pat Hines intercepts the ball now. Gets it back cleverly to Craig Cock. Almost sandwiched, but got away with it with brilliant anticipation. Another bounce down on the half-forward flank for the Bulldogs. Down she goes. Bury taps it down. Picked up by Rivers. Hand pass to Andrew Penglaze. Up towards half-forward. Brilliant body work from Dougie Rosie. And a great saving mark on the half-back flank. Across towards the centre of the ground. Right in the centre of the ground, in fact, in the circle. Craig Cox. Across to Feebig. A long kick from Robbie Feebig up towards full forward. Oh, you saw it on your screen. Great mark to the young player there. And a chance for South Augusta's 9th goal. It'll be their 7th for this quarter. 20 metres out, almost directly in front. The left foot kick underway from Kelly. Umpire indicates one behind. Goodness gracious. Another let off for Willsden. And they trail by 20 points. After about 29 minutes of play in this third quarter, it's 8-6 to South Augusta. 54, leading Willsden 4-10. So it's Harry Carter to bring the ball into play for the Wolves. And there's the sign to end the second term. And at half-time we see the score: South Augusta 8-6-54, Willsden 4-10-34. And we'll recommence with the third quarter, the vital third term. Most readiness for the third quarter. South Augusta commenced the term with a 20-point lead. And there's the bounce down. Doesn't favour anyone particular. Back to Hines, a quick kick forward from Pat Hines. Up towards half forward, a strong grab to Paul Penglaze and paid the mark. There's the kick from Paul Penglaze, down towards half forward right for the Wolves. Over the top of the pack. Coming through as Bowles. It's a high kick in towards full forward. Man on man, off hands to Rivers. Don't know what he done then, Big Pete, but he got it out to Terry Noonan, who wheels around onto his right boot. Snaps at goal. And through for a behind, and Willsden desperately needed a quick goal to this term. 1 point to the Wolves, so the kick in from Maury Vast. Out towards half-back, in front Hines, fisted away by Rhodes. Hand passed out from South to Rosie. Kick along the ground quickly to Craig Cock, who runs his full distance. Comes in towards the half-forward line, finds Chrissy Struck down towards centre-half forward. Peter Penglaze dragged to the ground with possession. And a bounce down at centre-half forward for South Augusta. Tap forward by Toby Bury to Russell. To McCullum. In forward and through for a behind. So a quick reply from South Augusta. Just a behind. So a fast opening to this third term by both sides, and it'll be Roger Hooper to bring the ball back into play. Out towards half-back and marked in front there on his own, Big Toby Bury. Hand passes to Chris Struck. Looks around for the Shepherd, does Bury. Struck in towards full forward. Harry Carter will be paid the mark as Roger Hooper came away with the ball. But Harry Carter on the last line of defence for the Wolves. Comes across this side of the ground now towards the grandstand centre wing. We see Craig Cock into the back of James Bowles, and Bowles will take the free kick. Now he swings onto his right boot. Down towards the grandstand centre wing position. Ball bounces in front of his teammate there in Big Neil. Hand pass by the Bulldogs to Pasculi, shrugs the tackle. Draws the player. Hand passes over the top to Craig Cock. Cock in towards the forward line with a wobbly punt kick. Nearly a mark from behind the Bulldogs. McCullum shovels it out to Phillips, who snaps at goal. Bowles on the last line and has to hand pass it through for a rush behind to the Bulldogs. And that increases their lead to 21 points. They go to 8-8-56, lead Willsden 4-11-35. And it'll be Harry Carter kicking off from full-back on this occasion. Harry Carter. Out towards the half-back flank, over the top of Rhodes, in the direction of Betts. Snares the ball cleverly onto the right boot. Back into the centre of the ground, looking for his teammate in Greg Haynes, who does it well. And Haynes in towards centre-half forward for Willsden and finds his teammate in Robinson. Robinson goes wide to the pocket. In front. And a good mark there to Maury Vast. Clears it away for the Bulldogs. Finds his teammate all on his own, Don Pasculi, on the half-back flank. Plays on quickly out towards the half-forward line for the Bulldogs. Good mark to Paul Phillips, who races around the boundary line. Hand passes forward to Russell, who has to stop, and then hand passes over the top to Derek Edmead, who's almost caught but gets it on to Craig Cock, who shovels it back out to Phillips. Good blocking defence by the Wolves defenders and good desperation from South forwards. Keep the ball in play, out of bounds on the half-forward right flank for South Augusta. About 40 metres around from the boundary line, from the goal line. There's a throw-in. In front, Russell flicks it back to Phillips. Comes backwards into the open towards Craig Cock. Shovels it back to Paul Phillips, who kicks it then long in towards full forward, but a stout mark in defence from Paul Penglaze. Paul Penglaze in towards centre half back, in front Greggy Haynes. Haynes comes short now towards centre wing, finds Rhodes. Rhodes spins around, then goes to his left boot from the kick-off square there. Down to centre half forward, pack fly, in front Robertson, fisted away by the Bulldogs. Taken by Hines Burgoyne. Hand pass to nobody, taken by Rod Lambshed to Doug Rosie, to Paddy Hines, set upon there by the Wolves player there in Greg Haynes. Rosie can't pick it up, but paddles it well out in front of him to Sullivan. Sullivan to Lambshed, right down from the back pocket, kicks the ball in towards centre half forward. Almost a double grab mark to a Bulldog player there, intercepted there by Peter Penglaze. Gets it out to his brother Paul, who takes 2 bounces and goes with a long hand pass in the direction of brother Andrew. Craig Cock kept South with possession. In front Pasculi kicks it off the ground and out of bounds. Good work from all players concerned. Nobody could get an opening break. There's a boundary throw in. Paul Phillips, taken by Terry Noonan, kicks Wilson in towards half-forward right, and in front, trackers Kerrin again. Played a strong game as Mick Kerrin, in tremendous form in 1982. I don't think so. Take your kick, Mike Kerrin, take your time if you want to. And half-back flank, transfers the ball down towards half-forward over the top of the pack. Chance for Chris Struck with superior pace in towards centre half forward, and a strong mark there to have to wait till that player turns around, young Barry Kelly. Shortest player in the pack and the player that pulled the ball down. Hand passes across to Struck. I think there might have been a free after disposal there, or the ball being brought back into the favour of South Augusta. Not really sure what's going on at the moment. It looks as if Chrissy Struck's going to receive a free kick. At centre half forward for South Augusta. Chrissy Struck, he'd be about probably 40 metres out. There's the kick underway. No trouble with the distance from Chris Struck, but through for a behind. It's the Bulldogs' second minor score in the term. We've been playing for about, must be 8 minutes. For Wilson to get back into this game, they must start to score goals in this third quarter, because they still trail by 22 points. There's the kick away, Peter Penglaze. A good mark there to Neil Smith. Had to make a lot of ground to get to that one. Hand passes forward to Penglaze. Penglaze up towards full forward or half forward right. Fisted away by the Bulldogs. First to get there is Vast to the Bulldogs. Back towards centre wing, we see Neil Smith. Ball over the top of the pack. Terry Noonan. Mal Penglaze. Paddy Hines. Neil Smith. Hotly set upon. The umpire will bounce the ball right down in front of the grandstand, centre wing. Stephen Rhodes. Left foot in towards centre half forward. Bounce didn't favour Bowles, it favoured Feebig, he got it away, but Bowles' clever interception. Turns on a sixpence back onto his right boot with a funny kick high in towards centre half forward. Taken by Rod Lambshed out towards the half-back flank. Across the face of the ground, in fact, picked up by Rivers, his kick is smothered. Taken by Andrew Penglaze. runs in towards full forward. Clever mark to Andy Betts. In fact, I had the camera on the South Augusta player there and Kelly. Betts read the play better than did Kelly. Takes the mark from an acute angle, opportunity to bring a score for Willsden. And a very important kick from Andy Betts. Chips away. And you could, oh well, he's kicked that one truly. That's twice I've misjudged the way players have kicked the ball, because once before I thought that it was going straight through from a good action. So Andy Betts with a handy goal to Willsden. In fact, it was more than handy. Gives them a chance again. The score on the board, South 8-9-57. Willsden 5-11-41. After about 10 minutes in the third quarter. From the bounce away, see McCullum tagged, gets the hand pass out. Chance for Kelly. Good defence from Willsden. Wait and see the umpire's decision. He's gone in favour of the Bulldogs. And a free kick to Pat Hines. Pat Hines now down towards centre half forward, and South's kicking is much more penetrative than the Wolves. That's the reason why they lead at this stage. Hand passed out from Peter Penglaze is a good one to Andy Betts. And towards the centre wing, taken by Greg Haynes. Down towards half forward. Kernahan should have gone for dropping the ball and gets a free kick for over the shoulder. I feel that one was a little bit lucky. There's the kick from Kernahan, down towards centre wing. Free kick must go the way of the South Augusta player there in Dennis Russell. Hand passes to Sullivan, who swings around and gets around cleverly, goes short. Good mark, Craig Cock. In fact, he spilled it. It was too low to the ground. Shovelled it out to Chris Struck, who bounces twice, runs in towards the goals, chips it away, and straight through the middle. So South Augusta showing what a good side they are, a quick retaliation. And there's none better player in this game than young Chrissy Struck. Another goal to Chris Struck, South Augusta's 9th. 9-9-63 have opened up that 22-point margin again, Willsden 5-11. The ball being relayed back to the centre. So the big fellas fly again. Toby Bury over the top, beautifully down to Pat Hines, down towards half forward. Reload the ball back to Craig Cock. Across to Pasculi, to Phillips, shows him a clean pair of heels, fires away at goals, across the face and through for a behind. But you can see the quick movement from South Augusta once they get that ball into the open spaces. There's a lead away from Paul Penglaze. Jamie Bowles, in fact, it is. Takes the mark, decides to stay steady, and goes back for his kick. There's a kick from Bowles, down the grandstand wing. In front was a Willsden teammate, but over the back came Dennis Russell. Hand pass to Rob Feebig, who goes short in towards full forward. The bounce eludes Roger Hooper, back into his favour, and would get a free kick, I'd say, for being tagged without possession. Strong play, Roger Hooper, coming out of the last line of defence. It was a typical example of aggressive defensive work from Roger Hooper. Kicked right out towards the centre area. Robert Feebig, strong grab. No one coming from behind for Willsden to thump that ball down, but Feebig from the centre of the ground to centre half forward. Over the top, taken by Phillips, runs into an open goal and puts it through. Certainly a constructive and elusive young player, Paul Phillips. Without keeping a proper tally, I think that's his third for the afternoon's outing. And South Augusta's 10. 10-10-64. And they've opened up the biggest lead of the afternoon, Willsden 5-11. And it's 28 points in favour of the Bulldogs. We've been playing almost 15 minutes into this vital third quarter, and Willsden not making much leeway, I'm afraid. In fact, South Augusta extending the lead that they had at three-quarter time of 19 points. And some players down, don't even know who it is. Seems like it could be a Wilsden player. There's a couple of teammates looking over. Seems to be a bit of concern for the lad. They've got a stretcher out. And with due respects to the young Wilsden player, whoever it is, we'll tell you we'll come back on air in a moment because we've got limited tape to last us for this. And it was young Paul Penglaze, I'm afraid, that's being taken from the ground by stretcher. As the ball back to the centre and play will continue. Toby Bury taps it down. And Toby Bury retains possession for another bounce down. Prepares for another bounce down, the big fella, to contest it with Peter Rivers. Uncontested bounce, taken away by Bury though. The ball smothered forward for Wilsden. Nowhere to go, and a bounce down on the half-forward line for the Wolves. Half-forward left flank for Wilsden. Kick forward by the Wolves, out into the open spaces at the forward pocket. And the ball pushed out of bounds on the half-forward left flank for Wilsden through the agency of Terry Noonan and Dougie Rosie, who chased after it. And there's the throw in. Neil Smith gets the tap down. Kicked in forward, just two players there, but Vast in front. Kicks the ball away and is met as he just got his boot to it by Heinz Burgoyne. Opportunity now if he can get away. He gets the hand pass across to young Richmond. Shoots at goal and through for behind. And Wilsden could ill afford that one because they trail by 28 points. The deficit now 27. The score on the board, 5 goals 12, South 10-10, and it'll be Rod Lambshed to bring the ball into play. Kicks out to the scoreboard side. No one can mark it. And another bounce down on the half-forward left flank for Wilsden. In fact, it should be, at this stage, half-back flank for South Augusta as they brought the ball back into play. Taken off the ground by Craig Cock. Gets it out to Sullivan, across to Pat Hines, down towards half forward, Hickey underneath the ball, takes the mark. The ball comes back to Kim Hickey. Hickey in high in towards the centre wing. Pete Rivers takes the mark, plays on, goes in towards half forward. Mick Kerrin slips as he went to market, taken by Craig Cock, shovels it out in the direction of Pasculi. Left hand pass back to Cock. Cock across to his teammate there in Kernahan. Kernahan towards up towards half forward, overran by Paul Phillips, taken by Andrew Penglaze. He's developing into a top line player, young Mal Penglaze. The ball went out of bounds on that occasion and it'll be thrown in again on the half forward flank for South. Pushed forward by Toby Bury. Into the pack, and yet another bounce down on the half-forward left flank for South Augusta. The thing in the way there, so we'll just follow the play from the side. Right in front of the pole, flicked out by the Bulldogs, taken by Craig Cock, gets a quick kick towards the forward pocket to the vacant spaces. First to get there looks like it'll be Johnny Noonan for Wilsden, has to hand pass backwards to Mal Penglaze. Now Penglaze goes across the face of the ground towards the centre-half back position, finds his teammate Bowles, takes the mark, plays on back in towards the centre. The whistle's blown, and the free kick will go the way of Gary Mannion for Wilsden. Right in the centre of the ground now Mannion, down towards centre-half forward. The ball fell short of the objective, taken away by Mick Kerrin. One bounce and regains possession. Look at him streaking down the ground. A towering screw punt from Mannion up towards half-forward right. The mark taken by Neil Edwards. Cleared it away back towards the centre-half back position. Bowles. You saw it on your screen. And takes the mark. In the half-back flank area for the Wolves. Bowles. Thought about playing on. Indicates to go long. And does so with a 50-metre drop punt down towards half-forward right. And what's the decision now? Free kick to the Wolves by the look of it, to Stephen Rhodes on the half-forward right flank. The long screw punt, pretty high in towards full forward, and you saw Murray Vast again. Been a tower of strength on the last line of defence, this player this afternoon, coming back after missing a couple of games through injury. Out towards the back pocket. In front, Doug Rosie, strong chest mark. 3 Willsden players you saw there. In fact, there's 4 around that fall of the ball, and Doug Rosie marks it. Takes it out towards the half-back flank. Strong grab to Peter Rivers over the top of the shorter Chrissy Struck. Rivers comes in short towards centre-half forward, looking for bowls. A clever mark there to Grant McCullum. McCullum from the half-back line for South. Into the centre. From behind John Noonan. Mick Kerrin forced the error, taken away by Paul Phillips, who loses it to Heinz Burgoyne. Streaks in towards centre-half forward with a long kick down in towards the goal line. A leg break, and the ball rolls out of bounds in the right forward pocket for the Wolves. Not making much impression on this game in the third term, Wilson. They've only scored the 1 major. South Augusta have kicked 2 and South lead 10-10, 70 points to Willsden 5-12-42. From the bounce down, a free kick to Neville Newchurch for Willsden. And if the Wolves have got any hope of getting back into this game, young Neville Newchurch must kick straight on this occasion. The umpire telling Pasculi the reason, I would believe. Vast says, I'll take the mark. Neville Newchurch. I'd say he's missed. And from about 20 metres out, 45-degree angle, you saw the result. And Wilson 5-13. It's 18 scoring shots to South 10-10-20, and yet the Wolves trail by some 27 points. It's a kick in from Vast, going short. High fly from Rhodes, taken by Hines. Loses possession to Burgoyne. Now Burgoyne loses it to Pasculi, and all players lose it as it rolls out of bounds on the half-forward line for Wilson. Another boundary throw in. Bury still gets tapped the ball down to Dunkley. Dunkley to Hines, who drives it down to the half-forward right flank. Beats all players out of bounds, and there'll be another throw up. Just forward of centre wing for South Augusta. Boundary throw in again. You see Robinson versus Kernahan. Kernahan got ball to hand the ball. You see bowls. You see the ball go out of bounds in centre wing position once again. A little bit of pressure coming onto the players now. And a free kick's gone the way of Donny Pasculi. Missing it on the camera, but presuming that the ball went out of bounds on the fall. There's the kick from Pasculi, down towards half-forward right. Knocked away by Peter Rivers, but read cleverly again by Paul Phillips, in towards centre-half forward. And a brilliant mark from Roger Hooper. Hand passes now to Penglaze, coming away from defence for Wilson. His kick goes along the ground. Favours Kerrin, who ricochets it across to Russell, who hand passes to Sullivan, who goes forward. Kerrin with an opportunity to get the ball forward again, just gets it out in time. Taken by Kelly, back to McCullum, fires at goal. And very rarely does this player miss on the run. That's another one to South Augusta. And they're kicking away with this game in the third quarter. That's their third for the term. Grant McCullum's got a few on the board personally too already. And South Augusta go away to a 33-point margin about 22 minutes into the third quarter. And the strong challenge expected by Willsden is not being shown here at the 22nd minute mark of the third quarter. 11-10 to 5-13. From the bounce down again. You see Dunkley to drive the Bulldogs back into attack, down towards half-forward right. In front was Neil Edwards, but lost possession to Chris Struck. But Edwards does it well to get it back, but it goes into the open spaces, out of bounds, and another throw in on the half-forward right flank for South Augusta. Over the top roads, pushed forward by Dunkley. Oh, brilliant football from Dennis Russell to Struck into the open goal, over the pack. Edmeade couldn't quite contain it. And the ball goes out of bounds in the left forward pocket for the Bulldogs. The throw up. Russell grabs, smothered off the boot. Taken to ground was Bowles. And another bounce down almost on the edge of the kick-off line, or in fact it's on the edge of the kick-off line for the Bulldogs. Another goal here would just about seal the game for the Red and Whites. A snap for goal. And a brilliant snapshot by Edmeade. And that's just about sewing up the ball game. Magnificent snap from young Edmeade. 25-minute mark of the third quarter. South Augusta 12-10, 84. Willesden 5-13, which is 48. South Augusta now lead by, what is it? 39 points. Back to the centre. The bounce down. Into time one period, the third quarter. South going forward again, retrieved by Noonan to Bowles. Peter Penglaze, nowhere to go, back under the left boot into the centre again. Taken by Greg Haynes. Haynes in towards half forward. Chance there for Newchurch, overran the ball. And Vast clears it away from the full back line once again. Up towards Dunkley at centre wing. Didn't take the mark cleanly, but recovers nicely. Gets it in the direction of Kelly. Taken away by Stephen Rhodes. Up towards half forward again for Wilson, trying desperately to attack, but there's another last line of defence. Good player in Kerrin. Hand passes over the top to Robbie Phoebe. Comes back down towards centre wing. High fly over the top. Overran by Kelly. Flicked forward by Kernahan. Stacks on the mill. And another bounce down. Right in front of the grandstand at centre wing. There's a bounce. Flicked out to Kelly, eludes his defender. Kicks it forward. Man on man, Edmeade, and who was the other player? Roger Hooper, and the mark's paid to Roger Hooper from behind. There's the kick. Towards centre half back, Craig Cock in front. Wait for the umpire's decision. We saw Burgoyne come from behind, but took possession, gets the mark. Down towards the centre, fisted away by South. The bounce eludes Greg Haynes, but he gets around onto his left boot. Kicks it out to the scoreboard wing. We see Mannion versus Doug Rosie. Mannion hand passes forward to no one. Follows up play though. Gets it across to Betts. Betts goes short and finds Terry Noonan. Spills the mark, but held it long enough. And takes it at centre half forward about 35 metres out directly in front. And at about the 28-minute mark of the third quarter, Willesden 39 points down. You can tell how desperate this goal is for the Wolves' chances in this game. There's the kick from Noonan, drifting across the face of goal again. And it appears to me the problem with some of these players is that they're just a little bit too far out for their kicking direction. The effort they've got to put in, they don't bring the leg through straight and they get offline. Another behind to the Wolves. Kick out from Vast, and you saw the mark on your screen to Doug Rosie. And there's a kick from Dougie Rosie down towards the centre. Pole in the way of that one, but it's marked by Kernahan. Kernahan didn't go much distance, but he finds Craig Cock on the half-forward area for South Augusta. And Craig Cock goes forward with the hand pass, looking for McCullum. And the ball out of bounds on the half-forward right flank for the Bulldogs. South Augusta displaying not their full talents this afternoon by any means. They've certainly displayed how good a side they are when the pressure's on. There's the throw in. Fisted away by Russell to Noonan. Back pedals, hand passes to the left pass to South Augusta, intercepted by McCullum. Goes for holding the ball. it's a free kick to Hickey. Hickey back into the centre, almost from the true centre position. Feebig and bowls in front, taken away by Kelly. Well read by Robbie Feebig. Hand passes forward to Craig Cock, to Pasculi. Eludes the tackle brilliantly, Pasculi. His hand pass doesn't reach its target, taken by Noonan. Noonan comes back out to the centre wing position to find Bowles almost on his own. Met brilliantly there by Crackers Kerrin. And Bowles, he's still down on the ground. There's a fight going in front of the grandstand. I don't know what for, because that was an absolutely brilliant tackle by Kerrin. Plays continue. We've lost flight of the ball on this occasion. It's gone out towards the left forward flank for South Augusta. I think it's gone out of bounds. It has. The player was transferred right up the other end. There'll be a boundary throw in. In fact, there's a free kick going to Ashley Dunkley. You can't see what's going on here. Dunkley's kicked right into the forward lines, up forward, and through for a behind. Young Bowlesy a little bit groggy from that solid tackle there from Mick Kerrin. But he's such a tough little nut that he'll come back in the final quarter. But I don't think Wilson will on this occasion. They're trailing by too much at this stage. The kick in, another good mark to the Bulldogs. They've been too strong in the air. And there's the siren for three-quarter time. Three-quarter time, we see South Augusta 12 goals 11, 83 points, lead Willesden 5-14, 44. I think all that's left in the game now from Willesden's point of view is how well they can come back in the final quarter, and from South Augusta's point of view how much they're going to win by. And there's the start of the final quarter. Willesden trailing by 39 points, and Bury forces the ball forward, taken by Hines Burgoyne towards centre half forward for the Wolves. Bounce favours no player in particular, back into the direction of Craig Cock. On the ground there'll be a bounce down to commence the final quarter. Scoreboard side of the ground. Taken by Kerrin. Down towards the centre wing position once again. Picked up by Newchurch. In towards half forward right for the Wolves. Taken by Rivers. Kicks Wilson in towards centre half forward. Kicked off the ground by Rod Lamshed. Taken by Greg Haynes. Picked up by Mannion. In towards full forward. Off the side of the boot. In front was Vast. Terry Noonan. Picked up by Greg Haynes. Snaps it in towards the goals. And out of bounds on the full. And the score to start the last quarter, 12-11 to South. 5-14 Wilson. Robbie Feebig out towards centre half back. Bounce favours Stephen Rhodes. Gets the hand pass forward to Andy Betts. Runs in towards the open goals, fires away and shoots 6 points. So a good start to the final quarter by Willesden. Six points on the boards there from Betts. Reduce the margin to 33 points on the board. 12-11 to 6-14, back in the centre. Umpire bounces down. Neil Smith and Bury. Riding high was Bury. Chris Struck. Shrugs the tackle but goes for holding the ball. And the free kick to the Wolves be taken by Rhodes. Right in the centre of the ground. Rhodes drives Wilson in towards half forward with a long high kick. In front. We find young Robinson for Willesden at centre half forward. Should be within kicking distance. It's just a matter of required accuracy now from Peter Robinson. Kick underway. Doesn't make the distance does make the distance, not the accuracy, and through for a behind. So it'll be Murray Vast to bring the ball back into play. Goes short into half forward, half back, finds Struck to Lambshed, easily gets around Mannion. Down the grandstand wing position, Greg Haynes, strong mark, under hot opposition there from Tony Sullivan. And drives Wilsden back in towards half forward, over the top, and a free kick, or mark in fact, to Chrissy Struck. Goes short in towards the centre, intercepted by Neville Newchurch, goes wide to half forward for the Wolves, finds Bowles. Bowles goes short in towards the forward pocket for the Wolves, finds his teammate, wait for him to get up. I think it's Rhodes. Thought the young lad can't take the kick. I don't think it is Rhodesy, but I can't pick that player up from way out there. Paul Penglay's back on the field in towards the forward pocket. Terry Noonan. Nowhere to go, you saw it on your screen, straight to Chris Struck. And the run's on for the Bulldogs now as Pasquuli takes 2 bounces, the third as he streaks down the centre. A burst of speed, drives them right down towards half forward. And good anticipation from young Ashley Dunkley at half forward left, takes the mark. And if Wilson had any chance of getting back into the game in this final quarter, a goal here to Dunkley would smuff that. And there's the kick. It's a long kick from Ashley Dunkley, and accurate. A brilliant kick from Ashley Dunkley, following a good mark. And he silently sleeks away to the forward pocket after a great goal. And South Augusta 13-11, 89, regain a 38-point margin. Wilson 6 goals, 15. Been playing for about 6 minutes in the final quarter. Like I said, just a matter now of how far South Augusta will win by, or whether Wilsden can make their score more respectable. From the bounce, Toby Bury drives them forward again to half back, but intercepted and marked by Burgoyne. On the edge of the centre square, Burgoyne. Good kick down towards half forward left for Wilsden, but a brilliant mark to Doug Rosey on the half back flank. Rosey back to where it came from. In front, Noonan, fisted forward by the Bulldogs to Paul Phillips. Runned in towards the goals and punches it through again for his personal 4th. And South Augusta running hot. Got the camera on the wrong lad there, that's Kelly. There's the player that just got his 4th goal. And it's been a nifty little rover here this afternoon. 14-11 now, the Bulldogs, 95. Wilsden 6-15, 51. From the bounce down in the centre again. After that quick succession of goals to the Bulldogs, Peter Rivers can't force the ball out of the centre. I don't think anybody can. Craig Cock does. Out to Pasquuli, who's legged and gets a free kick. Plays on. Down towards the flank. Off hands. And a bounce down at centre half forward. Well, the free kick going the way of Johnny Noonan for Wilsden, the South player judged holding the ball. Noonan onto his left boot. Down towards the wing, in front Craig Cock. Pulled to the ground by Bowlesy, takes a 15-metre penalty, but elects to play on. Hand passes to Kerrin, and the hand pass wasn't correct. Taken by Greg Haynes. You see the action. There'll be a bounce down right here in front of the camera. The centre wing position for the Bulldogs. I'll tell you what, it'd be like putting your hand into a mincing machine to put it down there and amongst all that play. Another bounce down. Oh. The same result. So Sullivan to McCullum to Edmead, back to McCullum. The left foot kick in towards the forward line. Strong pair of hands. Dunkley. On the edge of the kick-off line, and will drive a nail into the coffin of the Wolves. And showed his adaptability here this afternoon, young Dunkley. Straight through the centre. And once again, not keeping a goal tally, but there'd have to be at least 4 to Dunkley. And with height, good pair of hands, and accurate kicking has become a real thorn in the South Augusta side here this afternoon. 15-11, 101, Willsden 6-15, 51. The Bulldogs have almost doubled the Wolves' score. At about the 10-minute mark of the final quarter. And that ball must have been kicked right out of the ground because another one's being delivered from the umpire's room back out to the centre. Still looking for the ball up at the goal end. Bit of time wasted. And that ball is coming back now from the kick-off from the goal area. And here comes the ump with it after a couple of minutes delay. Now the bounce down. And I'd say almost another one coming up shortly. Free kick in fact to Rhodes. You saw the umpire's indication. And Rhodes will drive Willsden into attack from the centre of the ground. Up towards half forward, a nice kick from Peter Rhodes, Stephen Rhodes. Strong mark in defence, Doug Rosie. A high kick from Doug Rosie back into the centre area. Over the top, Grant McCullum. Now is forced to play on onto the left boot. Down to centre half forward. The bounce eludes Russell, who now has Noonan playing at centre half back by the look of it. Flicks it out brilliantly there to his teammate, McCullum. Into the open to Craig Cock. Shoots the hand pass forward, but into the arms of Hooper for Willsden, who clears it away out towards the half-back flank. The ball dribbles along the ground and out of bounds on the left half-forward flank for South Augusta. Another throw in, Russell down. Beats all players again and out of bounds in the left forward pocket in the same position. Ruffle and Rivers. The direction of Kelly. Hand passes back to Betts. Betts goes wide along the flank. Out towards the scoreboard side half-forward line and out of bounds again. And this game is becoming another succession of boundary throw-ins and bounce downs. And from the throw-in, Bury gets it over. Phillips to Cock, to Hines in fact, right in towards full forward, bounces and through for a behind. We see young lad of Knight coming on for his first run in league company. The Bulldogs, and quite a promising reserves player, with an opportunity to impress here in his first league match for the Bulldogs. And a good time for a young player to be initiated in league ranks. There's a kick in. Kicked away by Edwards. See the race for the ball between Pasculi, but coming through strongly is young Terry Noonan. Plays the ball in front of him nicely, can't pick it up. Taken away by McCullum. Back to Terry Noonan. Caught, but gets rid of the ball just in time to John Noonan. who goes right across the other side of the ground. Good mark there to young Newchurch. And we'll get 15 metres. While Dom Pasculi held up play. In towards the centre. Taken by Rivers. Nowhere to hand pass to. Comes out wide to Newchurch, following up play well. Brilliant tackle there from Pasculi. And pinged him for holding the ball. Chrissy Struck leaves the ground for a spell. The ball comes out wide to the half-forward line, taken by John Noonan. Hand pass to Rhodes. He's caught, but gets it out wide to Peter Penglaze. Does it well, Peter Penglaze, but no support, no backup from his teammates on that occasion. The ball allowed to play on. Was taken away by South Augusta into the centre of the ground to Paddy Hines. Hines goes long and in towards full forward. The bounce beats all players. Coming back to the play is Roger Hooper. Pushes it forward in the direction of Hickey, who gets a favourable bounce. Comes out wide to the grandstand. Stopped by Terry Noonan. Taken away by Rodney Lamshed. In towards half forward and finds his teammate in Ashley Dunkley. And I hope they got that one on the camera, because that was a good diving mark to young Dunkley. And possibly within kicking distance for this young lad. 45-degree angle. 45-50 metres out. It's a long kick from Ashley Dunkley, slightly offline and through from behind. And the score advances to 15-13, 102 to South Augusta. 6 goals, 15-51, and that's double the score now to the Bulldogs. And Roger Hooper will bring the ball into play at about the 15-minute mark of the final quarter. So it's Hooper, bit of deliberation there. Kicks out to half-back. In front was Peter Penglaze. Wheels onto his right boot. Out towards centre wing, looking for Bowles. Finds that player. Bowles. Half-forward, looking for Haynes. And you saw it on your screen. It was an interesting duel early, but Tony Sullivan's brilliance, I feel, was shown out this afternoon. For a wingman to kick a couple of goals shows his great value. South Augusta forward again. Contested ball and a bounce down on the half-forward right flank for the Bulldogs. Rivers, good body work. Plays on. Down towards half-forward. And Dougie Rosie. Great mark, Doug Rosie. Back in towards centre half forward. Under the ball, Rivers. High fly from McCullum and Noonan. Knight. Out to Noonan. Left boot in towards the grandstand area. Pick up the play. Ball still in play. Taken away by Mannion. South Augusta retain possession. Sullivan. And another bounce down here in front of the grandstand at centre wing. There's a bounce. Mannion towards half forward for the Wolves, over the top of the pack. And even though South Augusta lead by 51 points, you saw the desperation from their defenders there in McKerran, Rodney Lamshed and company. And there'll be another bounce down the half-forward left flank for the Bulldogs. Neil Smith grabs the ball out of the air, kicks it forward. Mark paid to Paul Penglaze. That's about the first contested ball taken away from Murray Vast this afternoon. And Paul Penglaze, 40 metres out, 45-degree angle, shoots in towards goal. Doesn't quite get the distance, fisted away by the defenders. Taken by Bowles, shovels a handball pass back into the direction of Betts. Gets in onto his left boot, snaps it in towards the goal line and through for behind. So Wilson 5 goals, 16, 52. Trail the Bulldogs 6, 15, 13, 103. It'll be Vast again to bring the ball into play for the Bulldogs again. And there's the kick out towards the scoreboard half-back flank. Finds his teammate on his own and young Phillips. Wheels around onto the left boot. Down around the scoreboard centre wing position. Taken by the Wolves. Hand pass forward for Burgoyne, who paddles it forward. South Augusta retain possession. Come back in towards the centre wing position. The mark taken by Knight. Comes in towards the centre, Knight. Looking for McCullum, overran by that player, picked up by Hines. Gets the hand pass out in the direction of Sullivan again, in towards the centre half forward position. Finds McCullum. And some loose checking by the Wolves defenders on this time, at this time. Towards Derek Edmead. Half forward right flank Edmead. Decides to settle back and have a shot for goal. Be a good 45 metres out. 45-degree angle. And we see Derek Edmead. Deliberate set shot for goal. Kick underway, drifting across the face of the big ones. From behind, Wilson defender, pushes the ball down to the ground, picked up by Kelly. Rules onto his right boot. Snaps it high up and down, Rainmaker. Lands in the goal square. In fact, the ball's been given to who? To Roger Hooper. Well, I don't know what's going on. The point has been paid from before, so I don't know. Anyway, kick out from Hooper. Off hands. Battle for possession, taken by Tony Sullivan again. Hand pass to Craig Cock. Across to his teammate there in Edmead, but the ball just beats Derek Edmead out of bounds. Boundary throw in. Taken away by Hickey. Down towards the centre. In front, Neville Newchurch takes the mark on his chest. Comes out to the grandstand wing position. Finds Rhodes, who plays on. Down towards half forward. The bounce eludes all players, but you can see the number of Bulldog defenders there. Mick Kerrin back to Rosie. Rosie down half forward or centre wing position. Finds young Knight. Do a light adjustment there. Comes in towards the centre of the ground once again, Knight. Fisted away, taken off hands by Sullivan, goes short, in towards half forward, and finds his teammate there once again in McCullum. True centre half forward position. And there's Grant McCullum. Lines up, kicks underway, into the goal square, over the top of the pack. I don't think he's missed one this afternoon, young McCullum. Tremendous value for kicks. And that extends the lead to some 57 points to South Augusta. McCullum just had a well-earned drink. And Dennis Russell. And the score on the board, we see South Augusta 16-14. Leading Wilson 6-16. 58 points to the lead, in fact. From the centre bounce down once again. So young Knight having a turn on the ball. To Pat Hines. Fists it forward to Phillips. To Edmead. Back in the direction of Pasculi. Wilsden running South running a mock at this stage with a good mark in defence to Neil Edwards. Comes down the grandstand side looking for his teammate. Finds Greg Haynes. Hand passes in the direction of his teammate there, and Hickey is hotly set upon. Tremendous desperation from all players. A free kick to Russell, shovels it out to Barry Kelly, but he's gone and will be held pinged for holding the ball, and the free kick to Neil Edwards. Neil Edwards, down towards the grandstand centre wing. No one can mark the ball. Mannion disposed of the possession. Picked up by Kernahan and hand passed across to Russell. Russell across to Derek Edmead, short to McCullum. McCullum in towards the big sticks. Wait for the umpire's decision on this occasion. pretty sure it's going to be a major. It won't matter much because I think South Augusta marked the ball anyway. The free kick going to Dunkley, or the mark. So it looks as if the kick didn't quite make the distance from McCullum. Ashley Dunkley lines it up. Oh, he might have missed it. No, straight through the centre. And South Augusta certainly wrapping this game up in no uncertain manner. Running right away with it in the final quarter. Ashley Dunkley again, the kicker of that goal. 17-14, 116, 6-16, 52 at about the 24-minute mark of the final quarter. So a big victory here to South Augusta. Certainly answered the challenge that Willesden issued to them during the week after Willesden's great win over Central Augusta last week. South Augusta certainly showing why they were 1981 premiers and hot favourites for the 1982 premiership. On the bounce down we see Burgoyne again. It's around nicely towards centre half forward and finds Neil Smith. Willesden haven't played that type of football enough this afternoon. Neil Smith forced to kick with his left boot, looking for Mannion. Doug Rosie been too strong throughout most of the afternoon. Knight to Feebig. Over the top to Pat Hines. Hines in long towards centre half forward. The kick falling short into the waiting arms of Kim Hickey. The half-back left flank for the Wolves. It's a kick from Hickey towards centre half forward. Finds his teammate in Terry Noonan. Noonan goes long in towards the half-forward left flank. Intercepted brilliantly again by Dougie Rosie. His kick is smothered and will go out of bounds on the centre wing position in front of the grandstand. Got Derek Edmead having a run on the ball as he right down from the forward lines. Throw in. No one can get possession. It looks like there'll be another bounce here. Adjust the lighting. Neil Smith, taken away by Craig Cock, in towards centre half forward, and a good mark in defence to young Peter Penglaze. Peter Penglaze from centre half back, a long screw punt down towards half forward right, and in front once again Rodney Lampshed. Hand passes to Kerrin coming through. Hasn't stopped running all day away from defence, Mike Kerrin, and still follows up play. Down towards half forward, finds Phillips, eludes at his opposition with apparent ease, shoots it in towards the goal, and another one. And you couldn't get any better football than that from young Paul Phillips. Certainly showed a steady head on that occasion, just easily eluded his opponent, ran in towards the open goal, steadied, an accurate kick, and another goal on the board to the Bulldogs. And making a one-horse race of this game. 18-14, 6-16, about the 26-minute mark of the final term. Bounce down in the centre. There's certainly not much life now out there. Been a good performance from South Augusta. Cleared away by Bowles. Picked up by Feebig. And you can see the backup and anticipation from the South Augusta players when their teammates take possession. This occasion the ball is out of bounds again. True centre wing position, almost underneath the scoreboard. Another boundary throw in, Neil Smith versus young Knight. Smith takes it out of the air and will get a free kick. Now plays on, draws the players, hand passes over the top to Rivers. Rivers flicks it out, picks it up again, robbed of the ball by Michael Kerrin. Knight, back to Hines, streaking in towards centre half forward, a long kick up forward, a high fly. Roger Hooper burst his way out of defence and clears the ball away once again down towards the grandstand wing. Fisted away by Dougie Rosie. Hand passes forward to Edmead. He's gone. We'll have to wait on the umpire's decision. Free kick to Edmead. To Doug Rosie on the half forward line. In towards half forward and finds Phillips once again. And bear with us when the ball gets right down here in front of the grandstand. It's a bit close to pick it up on the camera. I hope we followed that one clearly enough, as we see now Paul Phillips from about 40 metres out drive the ball in towards the forward line, across the face of goal, through for another behind. And South Augusta go to 18-14, 123, 18-15 in fact, to Willsden 6-16. From the kick in, ball falls short. We'll give the opportunity once again to Barry Kelly. Gets the hand pass over to Phillips, to Edmead. Kick smothered away. Dives back on the ball as Derek Edmead. Flicks it out to, I think that would be Kelly. Shoots for goal. And another one on the board to the Bulldogs. 19-15. And that was young Kelly for the Bulldogs that scored that one. 19-15, 123. Willsden 6-16, 52. About 28 minutes into the final quarter. So this could be the final bounce down of this game, which has become a one-horse race in favour of the brilliant Bulldogs. A free kick going the way of Neil Smith from the bounce down. He puts Willsden down towards half forward. Finds his teammate in Robinson. Now Robbo with a kick down towards the full forward right pocket. Fisted away again by Maury Vast, who's done that effectively all afternoon when he can't mark the ball himself. Cleared away by Kelly. Another strong mark to Paul Phillips. At centre wing, puts South in towards half forward left. In front, Ashley Dunkley. You saw the latitude given to him on that occasion by the player there in Penglaze, in towards full forward. And Roger Hooper still trying desperately as he clears the Wolves away again out towards half-back flank, but his kick's intercepted again by Dunkley. Now to Penglaze. Falls into the arms of South. Back into the centre to Hines. Over the top goes Rhodes. Clears the ball back into the centre of the ground. Nearly a good mark there to South Augusta. Bowles rides the bump well. Had no one to hand pass to. Goes across to Feebig. Feebig in towards centre half forward. In front, Bury, taken off hands again by Neil Edwards. Goes out wide to the half-back flank for Willsden, and a good strong mark for Peter Penglaze. There's the siren. And the final score on the board, we see South Augusta 19-15, 129, defeating Willsden 6-16, 52, so it's a 77-point margin in favour of the Bulldogs. And a great display of power football here this afternoon. We'll just zoom on a few of the players as they come off the ground. Adjust the lighting, it's a bit dark down there. The lighting's not too good, but we'll keep it there for a while.